This is Earl Nightingale, speaking to you across the decades, from the warm hum of 1950s radio to the glowing screen in your hands today. Before I reveal the 3 things you must stop doing today if you want to succeed, the hidden habits that sabotage even the brightest dreams, I ask you to take a small but vital step. If these words spark even a flicker of recognition in your soul, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, and in the comments, share one habit you suspect is holding you back. Why? Because this moment could be the turning point that sets your success in motion. And I want you to walk this path with me to uncover the truth about what's stopping you. In the 1960s, I spent years on air talking about what to do to achieve success. Set goals, take action, think boldly. But what struck me most, what haunted me, wasn't what people failed to do. It was what they kept doing long after they should have stopped. The greatest talents, the sharpest minds, the most passionate dreamers often fell, not because they lacked knowledge, but because they clung to habits that dragged them down. True success isn't just about new actions. It's about the courage to let go of the old, to stop what's killing your potential. Today, I'm sharing 3 things you must stop doing now. 3 traps I've seen destroy futures and stall dreams at the threshold of greatness. Stay with me, my friend, and I'll show you how to break free. I was born in 1921 in Long Beach, California, in a world still scarred by the Great War. By the 1930s, the Great Depression had swept through like a relentless storm, leaving empty stores, broken spirits, and families like mine fighting to survive in a tent city. Hunger was our shadow, and my mother stitched clothes by the flicker of a kerosene lamp, her hands steady despite our poverty. My father left when I was a boy, and I grew up watching men and women in bread lines, their faces etched with defeat. Yet among them, I saw a few rise, not because they had more, but because they knew what to stop doing. They let go of excuses, of waiting, of fear, and that made all the difference. That lesson followed me into the United States Marines, where I stood on the deck of the USS Arizona during the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, witnessing how hesitation could cost everything, while decisive action saved lives. After the war, in the 1940s, I found my calling behind a microphone, broadcasting to a nation hungry for hope. As a radio host, I met dreamers who stalled and doers who soared, and I saw a pattern. Those who succeeded didn't just act. They stopped dragging the anchors of old habits. They didn't just build, they cleared the rubble of what held them back. In 1956, I poured this wisdom into The Strangest Secret, a record that sold over 1 million copies and changed lives worldwide. But its message wasn't only about doing, it was about stopping, about releasing the habits that keep you tethered to a smaller life. I've seen lives transformed, not by adding more, but by subtracting what no longer serves. That's the truth I'm sharing with you now. To succeed, you must stop 3 things today. Let's uncover them together. Success isn't just about what you start. It's about what you stop. Most people cling to habits that sabotage their dreams, not because they're unaware, but because letting go is hard. It takes courage to face the truth and act on it. Here are the 3 things you must stop doing today if you want to succeed. Each a trap I've seen ensnare countless lives. 1. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The first trap is waiting for the right time, the right plan, the right feeling. It's a lie that feels like wisdom, whispering, just a little longer, and you'll be ready. But the perfect moment never comes. In the 1950s, I met a man in Chicago who dreamed of starting a business. He kept saying, "I'll wait until the economy's better, until I have more saved." He waited through the 1960s, then the 1970s, and when I saw him again in 1980, he was still waiting, his dream a ghost. Meanwhile, a newspaper vendor in St. Louis heard my broadcast in 1953. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He started selling printed flyers on the side, imperfectly, with no guarantees. By 1962, he owned a small printing press, employing others. The difference? One waited, the other acted. Life rewards those who move, not those who pause forever. Waiting is a thief, stealing your time, your potential, your life. There will always be reasons to delay. Money, skills, confidence. But success doesn't wait for perfection. It grows from action, however messy, however small. Stop waiting. The moment is now, flawed and raw, but yours to claim. 2. Stop saying, I can't. The second trap is the phrase, I can't. It's a chain you forge yourself, a story you repeat until it feels true. It's not just words. It's a mindset that kills dreams before they begin. In 1955, I received a letter from a cashier in Mississippi, a single mother of 3. Everyone told her she couldn't rise above her circumstances. Too poor, too busy, too alone. She heard my radio show and decided to stop believing I can't. She told herself, I'll find a way. She saved pennies, took night classes, and ignored the laughter of doubters. By 1962, she owned a small grocery store, employing those who once mocked her. Her secret? She stopped speaking limits in her life. I can't is a lie that feels safe, shielding you from risk, but locking you in place. Every time you say it, you build a wall between you and your potential. Success doesn't come to those who list excuses. It comes to those who rewrite their story. Stop saying, I can't. Say, I'll try, and watch doors open. 3. Stop seeking external approval. The third trap is craving approval from family, friends, bosses, strangers. It's a trap that turns your life into a performance, your dreams into a plea for permission. In 1971, I met a young man in Detroit, gifted but paralyzed by doubt. He asked everyone, am I good enough? Their answers, some kind, some cruel, kept him frozen. One day, he heard my broadcast and realized he'd never be free until he stopped begging for validation. He began acting on his own belief, writing and speaking his truth. By 1978, he was a lecturer, inspiring thousands. He didn't need the world's nod. He needed his own. Seeking approval is a leash, pulling you away from your path. The world will always have opinions, but your life isn't theirs to judge. Success belongs to those who trust themselves, who act without waiting for a crowd's applause. Stop seeking approval, grant it to yourself, and move forward. Let me take you back to the America of the 1940s to 1980s, a world of struggle and quiet triumphs, where people broke free by stopping these traps. In 1954, a mechanic in Cleveland dreamed of owning a garage, but kept waiting for the right time. He heard my show and realized waiting was his prison. He stopped delaying, leased a small space, and started. By 1960, his garage was thriving, supporting his family. His courage to act was his freedom. In 1963, a seamstress in Atlanta believed she couldn't escape her factory job. My broadcast challenged her to stop that phrase. She told herself, I can learn. She took sewing classes, started a side business. By 1970, her designs were sold across the state, giving her independence. Her new story was her victory. In 1975, a teacher in rural Oregon sought approval for a literacy program. Doubters said it wouldn't work. She heard my words and stopped asking for permission. She launched it alone, and by 1982, it reached thousands of children. Her trust in herself was her power. In 1957, a clerk in Chicago waited for perfect conditions to write a book. My show urged him to stop. He began writing imperfectly. By 1964, his novel was published, touching lives. His action, not his timing, made him a winner. In 1968, a waitress in Memphis said, I can't, to her dream of a bakery. My broadcast pushed her to stop that lie. She saved, experimented, acted. By 1974, her bakery was a community hub. Her belief in "I'll try" was her spark. In 1979, a carpenter in St. Louis sought approval to volunteer building homes. Doubt stalled him until he heard my words. He stopped waiting for nods and started. By 1985, he'd housed dozens of families. His self-trust was his legacy. In 1960, a nurse in Texas waited for the perfect moment to teach. My show told her to stop. She began mentoring colleagues, then students. By 1967, she was a professor. Her decision to act was her breakthrough. In 1972, a janitor in Philadelphia said, "I can't," to mentoring youth. My broadcast urged him to stop. He volunteered, learned, led. By 1980, he ran programs for hundreds. His new mindset was his triumph. In 1952, a shopkeeper in Detroit sought approval for expansion. My words pushed him to stop. He trusted himself, grew his store. By 1959, it was a community cornerstone. His courage was his success. And in 1956, when I recorded The Strangest Secret, I faced doubts. I could have waited, said, "I can't," sought approval. But I stopped those traps. I acted, trusted myself, and spoke. That record reached millions, proving that stopping the wrong things clears the path to greatness. Here's the painful truth. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they won't let go. They cling to waiting till "I can't," to seeking approval, as if these are lifelines. But they're anchors, dragging you down, keeping you from the life you're capable of. I've seen brilliant minds waste years, not because they couldn't succeed, but because they kept doing what they should have stopped. The world tempts you to hold on. Wait for safety, speak your limits, seek the crowd's nod. But every day you do, you widen the gap between who you are and who you could be. Life is a river, and these habits are rocks in your current, slowing your flow, diverting your path. The tragedy isn't falling. It's staying tethered to what no longer serves you. You're closer to success than you think, but these traps block your way. The question isn't whether you can succeed. It's whether you'll stop what's stopping you. Most won't, because it's hard, because it's scary, because it means facing yourself. But you're not most. You're here, listening, feeling the pull of something greater. Will you let go, or keep holding on? I'm not here to inspire you with empty words. I'm here to awaken you to a truth. Success begins when you stop. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's a myth that steals your time. Stop saying, "I can't." It's a lie that chains your potential. Stop seeking approval. It's a leash that binds your freedom. These aren't just habits. They're choices. And you can choose differently right now. The greatest change isn't in what you start, but in what you release. Let go of these traps, and you'll find the path to success is clearer than you ever imagined. This is your challenge. For the next 30 days, stop these 3 things. Every morning, take 15 minutes in silence with a notebook. Write down one moment you're tempted to wait. Then commit to one small action instead today. Write one "I can't" you've believed. Then replace it with "I'll try," and take a step. Write one time you sought approval. Then decide to trust yourself and act. Track your progress daily, noting how stopping these habits shifts your life. Don't wait for Monday, for permission, for applause. Stop now, act now, become now. You're not here to be tethered. You're here to soar. The world will pull you back, but you can break free. These 3 traps aren't your destiny. They're your test. Stop them, and you'll step into a life of purpose, of action, of success. Be the one who lets go, who chooses, who rises. Your future is waiting. Clear the path. Tomorrow, when you wake, the world will tempt you to wait, to doubt, to seek approval. But you'll know the truth. Success isn't built by holding on. It's built by letting go. Most will cling to these traps, their dreams buried under old habits, their lives a shadow of what could have been. But you can be different. You can stop waiting, stop doubting, stop pleading. You can be the one who acts, who trusts, who rises. Your life is a bridge, and every step forward is a choice to leave the past behind. The world wants you to carry old weights, to stay tethered to what's safe. But you can travel light, with courage, with purpose, with truth. 10 years from now, when you look back, you'll see the moment you stopped waiting, stopped doubting, stopped seeking, and started living. You'll know you didn't just succeed. You became the person you were meant to be. This is your moment to stop the old and start the new. You don't need perfection. You need decision. You don't need approval. You need action. You don't need tomorrow. You need today. Stop these three things and watch your life transform. You're not a prisoner of the past. You're the architect of your future. This is Earl Nightingale, signing off, but not before I leave you with a mission that could change everything. If this truth about stopping these three traps has awakened something in you, a spark of courage, a glimpse of freedom, don't let it fade. Share this video with one person who's stuck, who needs to let go to move forward. Hit that like button to spread this message to others searching for it. Subscribe so we can walk this path together, day by day, as you build a life of action and purpose. And in the comments below, tell me, which of these three traps will you stop today? And what's the first step you'll take to break free? Your words could inspire someone else to act, maybe even yourself. But don't stop there. Tonight, before you sleep, take 5 seconds to close your eyes and picture yourself free. Free from waiting, from doubt, from needing approval. Feel the weight lift. Then tomorrow, stop these traps and start a journey. You're not just changing a day, you're shaping a destiny. This is your moment, my friend. Release it, claim it, become it.